Hey y'all, so the Dragon Ball Super superhero hype train has begun with the San Diego Comic Con panel, but I wanted to do a quick video because Herms watched the entire panel and there were some translation issues that had gone on in the panel, and I wanted to go over what he's talking about here with you guys to kind of clarify some things. There's still some more information that maybe might help us understand where this movie's going in the future. Now, tomorrow, right here on the channel, I'm going to have a video discussing the animation because some of y'all were asking me in my stream yesterday, which, by the way, is still up. You want to check that stream out? It's about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. We talked all about the movie in the last chapter, so check that out if you haven't. We had a great time. I love you guys who were there, and if you weren't there, it's cool. Check it out. But what I wanted to tell you was tomorrow I got a video coming out here on the channel discussing the animation. You've been asking, is it 3D? Is it 2D? I'll explain all that tomorrow. I talked to Anime AJ and some other people. I got all the information in that video from what we know so far. That's tomorrow here on the Geekdom 101 channel, all right? So subscribe if you are new. Hit the bell icon because YouTube will not notify you otherwise because YouTube's been broken for years at this point, right? You hear it from every YouTuber, right? And it's true. Let's get through this, okay? So Herm says, rewatching the DBS panel, there's a few things I want to note about the subtitles. They're fine overall, but there's a few things I think are oversimplified or left out. Going through roughly in order of importance, okay? So he says, let's go in here. When discussing the artwork for the new chapter 1 and 2, the new character, 1 and 2, that's the new guy that Toriyama drew. Hawashida says how it's Toriyama's original artwork, unlike the Piccolo, Pan, etc. images that have been developed into full-fledged anime designs. The subtitles instead say it was made before the movie production began. So, it's small, but it's good to know that these are that the image of the new character is a Toriyama design. The other ones are made for the anime. The other one's an original Toriyama design that he submitted to them. Because he sends them designs first, then they get Shintani, or whoever's in charge for whatever they're working on, to adapt it to anime. Yamamuro, whoever the supervisor is. Moving on. Now, it might be indeed true that Toriyama would have made the initial artwork before movie production began, but that's not really what Hayashida is talking about. He's contrasting this image with the earlier ones shown of Piccolo and company, which weren't Toriyama's original artwork. So, the Piccolo images, the Pan one, not an original Toriyama art. I do suspect that at some point in the future, we're going to get a Dragon Ball superhero art book that will have the Toriyama designs. They always reveal that. We saw the UI design after it premiered. We saw some of the Toyotaro stuff. Like, they always do that. So we'll get those designs at some point. While making his point, Hayashida and the interviewer refer back to Piccolo and co-designs a few times, but it always gets left out in the subtitles, leaving it unclear that those are examples of the anime designs based on Toriyama's original art. That's what I was talking about, y'all. Again, the designs for Piccolo and company were all based on Toriyama's original designs, of course, but it's only for the new characters that were shown Toriyama's untouched original artwork. That's what Hayashida is saying here. So basically what I just told you. A related mistake or oversimplification occurs when describing the design of Piccolo's house. Hayashida says how this is an image board made by remaking Toriyama's design for anime use. The subtitles instead say Toriyama sent these to the image board, which was then redesigned. So, there you go. In other words, Toriyama doesn't make the image boards. The anime staff makes the image boards based on what Toriyama sends them, which is true. Toriyama sends them art. The animators take that art and remake it for animation purposes. Some of you guys don't know about this. Anime AJ has tons of information on his channel about how this works behind the scenes. But just because you see art on Dragon Ball does not mean Toriyama designed it on the screen. He may have designed the design, but they have to always remake it for animation purposes. Also, the term in question is blah, 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 art board. I don't know, it's Japanese. If that makes a difference, the production minded among you. I only went blah, blah, blah because I'm not fluent in Japanese, y'all. Herms is A1 certified. N1 certified, not A1, N1 certified. Speaking of this scenery image, when the interviewer tries guessing where it is, he notes it looks like some sort of place where battles often fought in the series. Japanese Hayashida says, "Let me tell you the answer," then reveals the area around Piccolo's house. The subtitles here, Hayashida answers, "You're close," making it sound like the battle will indeed happen there in the movie, which wouldn't really say it's implied by Hayashida's Japanese answer for, or at least not nearly as much. So there might be a fight near Piccolo's house. We don't know yet, not a guarantee, but there might be a fight. When they discuss Krillin's eyes being de-skinned, Hayashida says it was Iyoku who requested during the development process to fix the eye coloring to match Toriyama's. This gets glossed over in the subs. Yeah, the anime version and the manga version of these characters differ slightly based on color sometimes. If you've been reading the manga and the anime for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. Some folks just don't pick up on it. I forget most of the time too. It's how it is. Other people have better eyes for detail on this kind of stuff, but some of you guys may not know that, or may not ever noticed it, but it's definitely a thing. Iyoku says that the most important thing Toriyama did for the movie was make the script. The subtitles have this as creating a story is the most important part of making a movie without specifying that this is what Toriyama did. Still, Toriyama writing the script gets mentioned again later on anyway, so it's not like the subtitles omit this aspect entirely, but it seems odd to make the initial statement so vague. Toriyama wrote the screenplay for Resurrection F, Broly. He rewrote the one for Battle of Gods and moved stuff around. And he wrote the screenplay for this movie. So whatever is said on the screen dialogue-wise was probably Toriyama. I say 80-90% of it was. But obviously, when you do anime, you have to rework some words and change stuff around to make it match lip flaps and how you prepare for the lip flaps and character moments. So the script is probably close to being accurate. But until they release that script, if they ever do, we'll never know for sure. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. Iyoku says Toriyama began the new movie script while DBS Boys production was still ongoing, which is true. He started working on it all the way back then. The subtitles say he was on the set of DBS, but his physical presence isn't really implied to the Japanese, nor do animated films have sets. So Toriyama was not there in Toei Studios. We need to clarify that. Toriyama does not visit Toei Animation Studios, and he hasn't been there for years. He does everything via email in his house. If you don't know anything about Toriyama, you have to know that this guy's a hermit. He's a bajillionaire, lives at home, stays at home because he has a lot of social anxiety, does not like big crowds, does not like attention, and he submits all his stuff to Iyoku via email. This was revealed in a Dragon Quest documentary a couple years ago that came out about Toriyama. So, and also interviews too. So Toriyama never actually goes to Toei to look at how things are done. That's never happened. Well, maybe it was back in the day, but not for Super. So he does everything via email. Email correspondence. I'm sure Toriyama visited Toei Studios at some point during DBS Boys production, but I think most of the script writing was done at home, and again, they don't mention him. Yeah, I mean, he may have, but he doesn't actually supervise. Like, Toriyama doesn't actually go to the studio and, like, watch them work and, oh, fix this, fix that. Like George Lucas, for example. He does everything via email. I'm sure he probably did visit, but he's not one of those guys that drives there every single day. I know some fans think that, he's driving to work every day at Toei. He's Toriyama, bro. When you're that level of respect and love from the Japanese, you ain't got to do nothing. And he does everything via email anyways. Now, here's where things get interesting. When talking about how Pan plays an integral part in the movie, the word used is that, which is the same word Toriyama used to describe the unexpected character in this comment. Maybe a sign that Pan is indeed who Toriyama meant. Not hard proof, of course. Yesterday, I talked about this in the video. Remember the unexpected character Toriyama mentioned? It's probably Pan. I'm not saying for sure it is. I am not saying it absolutely is. But there is a chance that it is Pan. I got a video coming out this week with Karthu and one that will be on his channel and on my channel. We're going to have 2 videos discussing Pan's role in this movie because it might actually be bigger than you could even imagine. Truthfully speaking, I know some folks are going to be let down. It's not cooler or whatever. And listen, I'm not saying for sure that the unexpected character is Pan. I am not saying that like as a guarantee. I do not know. But it is possible based on the words that were used by Hayashida and Toriyama, the verbiage used, that the unexpected character might actually be Pan. So that is a big deal, guys. If it is Pan, it's not going to be cooler this time. But maybe it will be. I mean, I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. I can't speak for all of you, but I was not expecting Pan to have a role in this movie at all. Last time we saw her in Super, she was a baby flying around. Like, who would have thought that Toriyama would have written Pan to have a bigger role? I'm okay it happened, though. Anyways, tomorrow on the channel, animation review of the movie and what's going on with it. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. I love you. Take care of yourself and each other.